Hey guys, Nerdcules, let's get into some new comics. Tons of super cool stuff this week. First out the gates, this Batman City of Madness. The moment I saw this cover, it had me. I mean, it's very cool, full magazine size. I'm very excited to see what this is about, but this just seems really awesome and in line with a lot of this cool Batman stuff that's been going on lately. Next, we got another awesome Disney 100 cover. This one, absolutely gotta love, right after Spider-Man 300. So this is just great. Love seeing Mickey as Spider-Man, and it's really making me wish that some of these would spin off into an actual comic. You know, come on, Marvel. I want to see Spider-Verse where Mickey is Spider-Man, and just let's get that. Give the fans what they want. So I'm really loving this week too. Next, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 35, and this has been very cool. Obviously, we have Hobgoblin there, but do we, or is it Hob Spider? You have to read to find out. But another very, very cool one by John Romita Jr. And then another Something Epic. You guys know I've covered a couple of these before. Very cool. This one with the Sixth Sense cover. These have been super fun, just the variant covers that they have. You know, they've done Indiana Jones and Star Wars and a whole bunch of things. It's very, very cool. So this is a limited series, and I think there's only one more issue, so make sure you want to pick this up. This is issue number 6. So get in while the getting's hot. And finally, this is a book I've been looking forward to for months. The Superior Spider-Man Returns. Let's take a deeper look at this one right now. All right, guys, so I'll give you a nice close-up here. Get a look at this beautiful cover. This one's a variant. But absolutely love it, and I've been super excited about this. Now, this is kind of the prelude to the Superior Spider-Man number 1 that comes out next month. But if you never read the Superior Spider-Man arc before, it goes back to Spider-Man number 700. When Peter effectively dies at the hands of Doc Ock. However, it's his consciousness that dies, and in doing so, Doc Ock actually transfers his consciousness into Peter's body. So he's no longer the Amazing Spider-Man, but he comes to the Superior Spider-Man. Now, that arc was super fun, went for 35 issues or so before Peter came back, because, you know, comics. But ever since, kind of been waiting to see, you know, how are they going to bring back Superior Spider-Man, because he was a really cool character. We saw in him a lot of growth because Doc Ock kind of finally realized some of those kind of moral codes that Peter's always had, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. That finally started to mean something, and we saw Doc Ock transform from a nemesis into more of like an anti-hero. So it was very cool, and this kind of sets up the story arc there. So inside here, you know, we get a little recap of what happened, kind of issue 700 of Spider-Man, and then throughout the Superior Spider-Man series before. And then we're kind of jumping back to, you know, Doc Ock. This is kind of him today remembering some things, right? He's remembering how he became Doc Ock to begin with. So that's very cool, because that traces all the way back to Amazing Spider-Man number 3 when Doc Ock first appeared. And so throughout it, we kind of get how he decayed over time, why the events in Amazing Spider-Man 700 had to happen, and how he transferred his consciousness, right? And all of that kind of builds up to today, given a nice backstory for the reader. And then we see we're kind of jumping backward in time a little bit, right? Doc Ock is trying to remember what he did as Superior Spider-Man. So, dear God in heaven, what did I do all those years ago? Diddly-doo, 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 diddly-doo. Right? So now we're back to when he was Superior Spider-Man. And so the rest of the story is really fun. It's almost like a lost Superior Spider-Man story, which is very cool. So tracks all the way through. And we're seeing, again, even though it's Peter, remember, in the mind of Peter is actually Doc Ock. So some of the text there is really fun because it's like, you know, Peter in Peter's scenarios, but saying things in these very analytical black and white ways like Doc Ock would. And so it kind of builds up, and we kind of see through this lost story, you know, the city kind of being torn apart. There was a nice ad for gang war, which I'm sure this will kind of help to plot some points for that event that is coming up in comics in the next couple of months as well. And then we see, the closer that we get, that ultimately we're leading up to this huge battle. Normally I wouldn't show you this much of a book, but I want to be able to show you this character because she is brand new in this issue, and this is Supernova. So Supernova, very cool character, right? Someone who wasn't there in Superior Spider-Man before, but we're now getting an idea of like this is going to be the villain for the new Superior Spider-Man series. So very cool. You'll want to pick up this book no matter what because it's the first appearance and the origin of Supernova. So you're definitely going to want to pick it up for that. There's a little bit there at the end of the book that I obviously won't show you just to keep some a little secret. But there on the last page, ooh, that's a pretty cool Loki watch. We get Superior Spider-Man #1 on sale November 15th. So you'll definitely want to check it out. So leave in the comments. Let me know what books did you pick up this week, and if you picked this up, how stoked are you for Superior Spider-Man's return? But until next time, high five, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Oh yeah.
Hercules.